Hey, I'm Spencer.
And I'm Britton.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 288 albums in his Pike series, and we're going to listen to them.
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Welcome, bot slogs, friends, and bucketheads. This is episode 34 of Gettin Head, a Bucketcast.
This podcast is older than both of us now. How do you feel about that?
Great.
As you should.
You're not going to have anything for the number 35 next week. How do you feel about that?
It's so good.
Now that it's out of our age range, yeah.
It's out of everything that we need to care about as a like we were talking about earlier, as a community here at Getting Head, a Bucketcast.
We have decided we've been recently invited onto a couple Guns N' Roses podcasts, which
Amazing.
We'll be talking about in the near future probably. But it seems that there's like this community of Guns N' Roses podcasts, and we have decided that we, as the two sole Buckethead podcasters in the universe, are a community of our own.
Indeed, yes, we are a community of two. Should you decide to start a competing Buckethead podcast, we will destroy you, but also befriend you.
Yeah, we will we will sodomize you in a business sense.
Yeah, this is our market, okay? Like, we've cornered this market. We're the dominant force around here. So you're just going to have to deal with that.
Right? Like, you can't steal our advertisers because we're never going to have any. So
exactly.
Look at who is already losing before they begin.
Mm-hmm.
Us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's us. Yeah.
We're as the only two members of this community. That means we both have to wear a lot of hats. You know, so it's like
a lot of buckets.
A lot of buckets, indeed. So. Yeah. No, thanks for correcting me. You gotta be like we have to be everything. We have to be our own enemies as well. You know, thus the reason for this niche content.
Yes. In the words of Lit, it's no surprise to me. Sometimes we are
our own worst enemy. Absolutely.
Indeed.
You love to see him.
Love to hear him.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah. What happened to the vocalist that like jumps a bunch like the guy from Lit?
Oh man, yeah. And they do that jump where they like kind of like it's primarily like lifting and bending your legs, so it looks like you're jumping higher.
It's tucking the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. The tuck in the knees jump really is like that was a staple of nu metal performance.
Very much so.
But also not just nu metal performance. Just the bands of that era. You know, the late '90s, early 2000s. That was a very, very much a thing.
Very much so. But I mean, going back like to see like the genesis of that, like Phil Anselmo was definitely doing that. Back. Although it was like in more like Southern only wearing shorts kind of context.
Well, I mean, we all kind of know that nu metal I don't think would exist if not for Pantera.
That's very true. Like 100%.
They're nu metal grandpas.
They're proto nu metal in the way, which was weird because they were contemporaries of Korn, who was like the first nu metal band.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they were around before Korn, and I think Korn definitely took cues off of Pantera's first major release, Cowboys from Hell, anyway.
Their first major label release.
Well, it's their first non-self-released, or it was like Dimebag Darrell's dad.
Wasn't it like his dad and his uncle that like recorded their records and like produced them or something like that?
That's correct. Yeah.
Which is interesting because all of their albums have amazing production.
So they only recorded and produced the first 4, and then all of their other ones were recorded at that recording studio, but not produced by the dad. So
interesting.
Not any of their major label release stuff.
Huh.
No.
Yeah. Well, this is Getting Pantera,
a racist cast. Oh, we did it.
Yeah, that's a live moment you can only have in person, you know.
Yeah. This is our Are You Talking to Me? No Way Punk podcast.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. That's great. What's new, Britt? How's it going?
Not much, you know, thinking about how Pantera is definitely probably racist.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
but like, okay, so like their brand of racism is like the kind of racism where you have a lot of their friends defending them, being like, oh, no, they're not racist. They just don't think about that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like that kind of stuff where it's not like I doubt that they were saying like, let's kill all black people. Right. But also they were probably saying disparaging remarks about certain races.
Yeah, they're like, they weren't like, hey, let's bring slavery back, but they were like, hey, let's put the Confederate flag on all of our merch.
Yeah. And you know, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt in the sense that like I would bet at least a few members of that band just don't know the history of the Confederacy at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and just have no idea.
I would not be surprised if all of them were always drunk and or stoned and just don't give a fuck about history.
Yeah. But you know,
actually, what would be more surprising if any of them did give a fuck about history?
Yeah. Imagine like Dimebag in like imagine if he was like a Civil War reenactor,
or like he's called Rex Brown because he went to Brown University.
he studied paleontology. Okay,
he's into dinosaur bones. Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We called him T-Rex Brown for a long time, but we lost the T after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, that's the thing you do.
Yeah.
What you been getting up to?
I don't know. Just jerking.
Working and jerking.
Making a lot of memes lately. Been a lot more active on my meme account. Yeah. That's
this is what happens when you have enough time.
You mean, I have like reverse seasonal depression where I just get depressed in the summer and just make a lot of memes. So it's been nice out lately, so I've been holding up indoors and just making memes about cum mostly.
That's the hot topic among the memers.
Cum and top right now are real hot properties.
Yeah, certainly.
What have you been up to, Spencer?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so it's been getting hot here in Seattle, and as a result, I have reinstalled my air conditioner. I have like a window-mounted unit. And it's awesome. It's fantastic. But my problem with it is that I set it up the other day, literally like a couple hours after I set it up, my neighbors started texting me and are like, it's too loud. Your air conditioner, blah, blah, blah. So dumb.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, I'm going to work with these people. I'm going to be nice to them. Be like, okay, cool. I will go get this air conditioner insulation stuff. So it's basically just foam that you put around it. It's supposed to minimize vibration, make it quieter. Yeah. It doesn't really do much. But I was like, cool, I'm going to go do all this stuff. So I bought all this stuff and I installed it and like took pictures and I texted it to them and I was like, hey, look, I did all these things. Like, I just don't want them to like narc on me to the property manager person.
Are you not supposed to have an air conditioner?
No. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I just don't want to get in a fight with the property manager. Right. You know what I mean?
I just don't like dealing with people.
Yeah. No, 100%. See, me either. So that's why I'm trying to avoid it. Right. So that's occupied most of my week. But then, like, as soon as I installed all that stuff, I left it running for like 3 days straight, and it was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so good. Love me some air conditioning. Air conditioning is a thing that, like, growing up in Alaska, I did not experience a ton. Because Alaska, like, you don't need fucking air conditioning. In
Alaska. They have it in
in
some grocery stores in the summer, and that's it. Like, other than that, it just doesn't. You don't have it
because you don't need it.
No. Why would you even want it?
Yeah, I know. And in a place where it's winter for almost 8 months of the year.
Yeah.
Actually, almost 9 months of the year.
Yeah, Alaska fucking blows.
It does.
It's pretty much like the end of September until like end of May usually. It's kind of winter there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Nice. Yeah. So okay, I've been doing that. I've been battling those people. There was a holiday this past weekend. It was Memorial Day. And at my work, we had this like very uncomfortable meeting where like this manager that nobody likes uh gave this very long uncomfortable talk about how like we should be grateful for the military and all this dumb bullshit, and everyone hated it. It was terrible. I don't know. But anyways, working in the service industry on holidays is fucking dog shit. And like it's been that way my entire life. I've always worked in the service industry, right? Or in some respect.
Yeah.
So it's always so fucking busy. And like the people that have that day off never seem to understand that other people don't have that day off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah. Well, people in general suck.
Yeah. But especially like normal people that work like fucking 9 to 5, Monday through Friday shit, get like holidays and weekends off.
People who have bank holidays.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Yeah.
That fuck you. Nobody, no.
Yeah. Or, I mean, like, it's not that. It's just like everyone should have that off.
You know what's a fucked up thing?
What?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm dark. I'm going dark today.
Yeah.
But
whoa, okay.
You know what's a fucked up thing?
What's that?
I have never once had Labor Day off.
Wow.
I have worked every single Labor Day since I have been working.
Yeah.
Like, that is a day that laborers, people who are working, should get off. And I, as a, like, person that works in industries that are not as important, quote unquote, as some other industries, like, I just don't get that off.
In my last job, that was a paid holiday for us. That and May 1st.
Nice.
Yeah. May Day. Those were the only two holidays we got off.
I've never heard of May Day. What is May Day?
May Day's International Workers' Day.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
It's like Labor Day for like the rest of the world, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that would be something nice to have off.
Yeah.
Outside of that, okay, here's a fun thing I did. I went and I was gonna go get some beers with some coworkers at this brewery by my work, and I just like didn't really want to walk over there, but I was walking over there anyway because I mean I don't want to drink and drive, you know.
Pussy.
Yes. And so I rented one of those scooters, the motorized scooters that you can rent. I was
thinking about doing that the other day too, but I didn't. What'd you think?
It was fantastic.
Really? Okay.
I mean, it felt incredibly dangerous, but also
that's what I've heard,
it was very fun.
Yeah.
So the one that I rented, it capped out at about 15 miles per hour.
That's still pretty fast.
Which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
And as a result, like I was just like cruising down the road on this thing, and it was fun. But I was also like, I'm not wearing a helmet. If a car hits me, I will die.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's that.
If I hit a rock too hard, I will die.
Yeah.
Like it was a little stressful, but I do recommend them.
Cool.
Pretty fun.
No.
Good way. Like I would say it would be a safe thing to do maybe on like a bike trail.
Yeah. Or like maybe in like the industrial district or something, roads that aren't heavily traveled really.
Oh, but those roads are so shitty.
Yeah,
like it would be really hard to get around over there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I rode one of those like electric bikes down there one time.
Yeah.
And like that shit sucked.
I bet. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But anyways, rent a scooter. It's okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sick.
Britt.
Yeah, what's up?
Will you hit me with a bucket fact?
I can do that.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket fact.
Now, you may remember we had a Buckethead 9/11 fact back in episode 19 where he told producer Extra Kid, well, if the world's going to blow up, I might as well be soloing. In reference to having a recording track that day on 9/11 after the planes hit the towers. Well, that's not the only thing in recorded history about Buckethead regarding 9/11.
Oh no. Tell me more.
According to Classic Rock Magazine's article from April 2008 about the making of Chinese democracy, and I'm going to quote here from the article. A month after the September 11th attacks on America, band members were watching the news. Thousands of Islamic militants fought with the police in the Pakistani city of Karachi, setting fire to cars, buses, and an outlet of Kentucky Fried Chicken. let's go over to our foreign aids correspondent. But Buckethead was already on his feet. He wasn't going to take it anymore. That's it, he was yelling, as the screen showed images of the Karachi KFC with flames licking out of its windows. They've gone too far now. I'm joining the army. They are not going to hit KFC. No way. That's it. I can't record anymore. I'm joining the army. Now we are really at war.
Holy shit.
And with that, he grabbed his KFC bucket hat, collected some things from his specially built chicken coop in the studio, and left. Some of the guys stayed on a while, but not a lot got done that day.
That seems like a likely story. I believe that story.
Yeah. I had actually never, heard of that story before, even all of my research, and I just kind of came upon it, and I was like, what?
Yeah, that's pretty. I was just waiting for you to open that can.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Yeah. I'm glad he didn't join the army.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's glad he didn't join the army.
Yeah, right. Because some not great stuff happened in that 2001 to 2005 kind of range.
Yeah. I mean,
not great stuff is always happening all the time.
The American military has been doing not great stuff pretty much nonstop since at least the 1950s. The Korean War kind of kicked off the whole doing really bad shit around the world consistently and constantly.
It's not good. You hate to see it.
Super bad.
Yeah. I think that that's very in character for Buckethead to take offense to the KFC being burned. I think that's fun in a way.
It is. It's charming. I mean, the man's got principles. That's a hill he's willing to die on.
Apparently, literally.
Yeah. Good for him. It's good to have principles, even if they're about protecting a Yum Brands franchise fried chicken outlet
in Pakistan.
Yeah. Do you think Buckethead would defend the combination KFC and Taco Bell in the same way that he would defend a Taco Bell?
Just the KFC part.
He would let the Taco Bell side burn, and if both of them were on fire, he would only hit the extinguisher on the KFC side and just laugh while the fucking Taco Bell engulfs itself.
I have to imagine that he's not huge on those combination ones.
Which do you think is his favorite and then his least favorite? I'm going to say his least favorite has got to be the KFC Long John Silver's, right?
I mean, isn't that everyone's least favorite?
It's the worst.
Who wants to go there?
Story time, the one in Alaska is fucking dog shit.
I don't remember that.
There was one on Lake Otis a little bit before we left.
Okay.
And I went there one time and I ordered a meal, and it was I think 2 tenders and then 3 fish fillets with fries. And the thing is, they use the same fry oil for absolutely everything. So the fish tasted exactly like chicken. And I couldn't tell the entire meal exactly which of the 5 pieces were supposed to be what. Yeah, they both tasted like chickeny fish.
Yeah, that is a common thing.
Yeah. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I can always tell, It's sometimes I'll be in relatively rural areas, and I'll be at a restaurant and I'll get fries or whatever, and then I'm they use this fryer to make calamari. I can tell.
Yep, 100%.
It happens.
Yeah, every restaurant I've ever worked in, thankfully, has always had a separate fryer for vegetarian/vegan stuff, and then non-vegetarian and vegan stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're working with food allergies and a lot of vegan stuff. I worked at Whole Foods and stuff for a long time, so
that surprises me. Whole Foods doesn't seem like the sort of place that would care.
I'm sure some of the smaller Whole Foods, especially, don't. But the bigger you get and the more scrutiny you have on you. I worked at.
You worked at the big one.
I worked at the Whole Foods with the top earning, the busiest kitchen of any of them.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, God, that place sucked.
Yeah. It was always fun to visit you there.
Yeah, it was not fun to work there.
Yeah.
So,
Sure didn't seem like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We listened to 3 more Pikes this week.
You didn't do your bucket fact thing.
Did you want the jab?
Yeah.
I don't always do the jab.
Bucket fact.
Thanks.
We listened to 3 more Pikes this week.
Yeah, we did.
We made it. We made it to the Centennial, Pike 100.
100, baby.
So we listened to Pikes 100, 101, and 102. The Mighty Microscope, In the Hollow Hills, and Sideways Streets, respectively.
Indeed. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We did it. We made it to 100.
We made it past 100.
How is that? That's amazing. We have now listened to well over 100 Buckethead albums, and I think we need to acknowledge that. I mean, that's kind of special.
Yeah.
We're here. We're over 1/3 of the way through the Pikes.
So far. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Congratulations. Anyway, Pike 100, The Mighty Microscope, released on December 30th, 2014, just 5 days after the previous Pike, Polar Trench.
Do you think you made this record in 5 days?
Yeah, I could actually see that. I mean, it's divided into just 3 tracks. There's a good bit of variation on each track, and the 3 tracks are actually all very different from each other, which I find interesting. Like they're kind of like 3 different genres, but kind of related. It was pretty good though, but there was a lot of drag and drop type stuff and a lot of very extended soloing sections.
Yeah, so this is a funk rock album, right?
I'd say so. I'd say
bluesy funk rock.
I was gonna say definitely a lot of blues in there. It reminded me actually a lot of actually this and the next Pike both reminded me a good bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan at a lot of points.
Sure, I'm not super familiar with Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Basically blues rock with a very 80s feel, but very funky.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there's some funk in here. I thought for this album in particular, the drum programming was pretty good.
It was.
This one was one of those ones. It's interesting because the drum programming is always pretty good, but some of them are definitely better than others. Mm-hmm. This is one of those ones where I was the drums feel more real on this one.
Yeah.
Which is good. I liked that part of it a lot.
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool. I mean, I thought that you would have mostly hated this album because it was so bluesy at so many points.
Well, okay, so all 3 of these are very bluesy records, and I'm on record as not being the biggest fan of blues rock. And that being said, though, I didn't hate these. I thought they were all relatively enjoyable.
Yeah.
This one is, I like that this one's a little bit higher energy, at least to start, which is nice. Mm-hmm. And the last song, even though it is pretty repetitive, it does have some very emotive soloing, which is nice.
Yeah. The soloing is really hit and miss. It's pretty good and bluesy a lot of times, but it's very bluesy and rote, very by the numbers blues a lot of the time. But when you have an album that's 30 minutes long and 15 minutes of that album are just soloing, you're probably gonna do some pretty trite stuff at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep it going somehow. These are not super riffy albums, or this one is not a super riffy album.
Yeah, I'd say the next one much more so is a riffy album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of parts, though, where, he will do, guitar with just a doubled bass, and it's a kind of a cool riffy part, in transition to basically another long solo section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And it's very Bucket.
Yeah, totally.
Not bad.
Totally, not bad. Yeah, I thought this one was A-okay.
Indeed.
I wouldn't say it was essential if you're listening to the Pikes, but it is. No. It is okay.
In I'd actually say these 3 albums, these 3 Pikes we're listening to this week, fit very well together as a trilogy of the Bucket blues rock albums.
Yeah,
No.
totally.
And they're all competent they're very Bucket flavored and they have a lot of funk elements to them and some metal elements, but like, you know, they're all kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
In different ways. The last album, not as much, just because it's a lot more diverse. But yeah, you know, they're all pretty good. What did you think this would be a good soundtrack to?
Rodeo.
Rodeo. I was gonna say a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah. Barbecue.
Texas style barbecue.
Tex-Mex barbecue.
Not Tex-Mex. Texas style barbecue. Definitely.
Okay.
Like this is mildly racist Buckethead music.
No, we don't want that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Oh man. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. That could be okay. Or like a hat store, like a
cowboy hat store.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that, but like I don't know, like is that sacrilegious to say about Buckethead that there would be a hat store that sells anything but buckets?
No, they're like just buckets with a cowboy hat brim.
So that is incredible.
I will make that meme.
Yes, please. Yeehaw, as they say.
Just like that one with the wizard hat with the yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's great.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I like this. Yes. So a store that sells buckets with cowboy hat brims. That is my answer. Final answer.
And $0.
And the loser is
you got it right, but you still lost. Because you're doing a Buckethead podcast. Pike 101 in the Hollow Hills. Yeah. Released one day later on New Year's, December 31st, 2014.
Nice. I liked this one more.
New Year's Eve, rather.
All right, I like this one more than Pike 100.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing a little, but it was a lot more dynamic.
It was a lot more dynamic.
It started with a very down-tempo song. And
very melodic,
Yeah, gradually built over the next 3 tracks into Bumper Cars, which was a short track, but I thought the most like concentrated track on here. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a lot of ideas, and he displayed them all real well, and he didn't get long-winded. And then the album ends on like a super awesome soft song.
Yeah. Okay, I like that song quite a bit. It's very, very like empty, very melodic, very minimalist.
Right.
Super enjoyable.
Yeah, it was pretty much just like a couple of pads, and then him playing like a clean electric guitar. And I think it was just like improvising over,
that's what it sounded like.
Over like a couple different modes or something, and like finger picking most of it. But it was beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
it sounded nice. Like it was a good atmosphere. It was an atmospheric track, obviously, but like it was a good atmosphere, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And then the rest of the album has that like it has a cool building energy, and it's one of those Buckethead albums that is like super well paced, and then it starts off slow, and you're like, we should go faster, and then it starts to go faster.
Yeah.
And it like builds up to a momentum to where you're like, oh, I don't want it to go faster, because then it's just going to become like funk metal, which I don't need in this album.
Yeah.
And then he just cuts it off and plays a fucking slow ambient song. And
totally.
I dig that.
This is one of those ones that feels more album-y
than
some of the other ones, like in the sense that there's definitely like an artistic cadence to the way the music is structured. Which is cool. I that's why I like this one a little bit more than Pike 100. Pike 100 is very like, a lot of the songs kind of feel the same, which is okay. I mean, he was going for a very specific kind of vibe there, but this one has more variety, which is nice.
Yeah, I'd definitely say this one was my favorite album of the week.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
This one's a tough one to use as a soundtrack because it is so diverse. That being said, though, if Buckethead had an animated series and they did an episode about like Southern dinosaurs, I think that this would be an excellent soundtrack. Dinosaurs.
Interesting. So
like dinosaurs with cowboy hats.
Dinosaurs with cowboy hats. Okay. I'd say this goes in the Buckethead land cigar shop.
Interesting. You think Buckethead would support such activity?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
I don't think he himself smokes cigars, but like I think he's a live and let live kind of fella. Like I don't think he does a lot of like drinking or anything, but I definitely know he would still have like a bar at Buckethead Land.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Pike 101. Into the hundreds now. Here we go.
Oh, that was 101. We're on to Pike 102.
We are on to 102. You're right. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. I got it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Sideways Streets released on January 13th, 2015. We're into 2015 now. The last Pike was the last one of 2014.
Wow, look at that.
If I'm not mistaken, 2015 is the year with the most Pikes.
Excellent.
I believe this is the year when he was releasing a Pike on an average like one every 3 days.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, because this is the year where he releases the 31 Days of Halloween, where he puts out 31 albums in 31 days. So,
which hopefully, we're gonna try to get to. By October.
We'll see. I mean, we have to do like 2 a week up until then if we want to do that. But I'm down to do it if you want to try. Okay. Well, you heard it here first.
We're gonna try for it.
Spencer's committing. He said, "Okay, sure." And kind of looked side-eyed and like nodded his head reluctantly. So
we're gonna try it.
I have that on video and audio.
Yeah, you do. Love to see it.
Sideways Streets, pretty good album. I'd after listening to the previous 2 though, it's kind of like them, but not as good. It's not as upbeat. I mean, it is as upbeat for the first 2 tracks, but then the third track is kind of just one of those like post-rocky tracks where he just kind of noodles around over a bunch of chord patterns for a while.
This is true. Yeah.
And so,
Sorry.
What do you think?
I got a burp.
Burp.
I'm trying. It doesn't want to come up.
Burp.
Okay. All right. This one was very much like the previous 2. It was kind of like a mix of the 2.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but also I was a little disappointed that it was so similar.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted something a little different.
I feel you.
That said, though, this is another one of those circumstances, and I say this all the time, where the format that we have chosen, I feel like maybe is doing this one a disservice, simply because we have grouped together 3 Pikes that are very, very similar.
Right.
So, that being said, I guess my opinion on it is a little biased, but I didn't hate it. It has some moments that are interesting or that are okay.
Mm-hmm.
The last song is kind of fun. Because it's like a melodic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Almost a little post-rocky in parts.
It's pretty post-rocky, yeah.
But the reason I enjoyed that one as much as I did is because while I was listening to it, I picked up a bass and just started jamming along to it.
Oh. Pretty easy to jam to.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very simple progression in G minor, which is great on a bass that's tuned to D standard. Because G minor is just right there. Just, boo. There you go. Ba-doo. I don't know. So I did enjoy that, but it is also it's one of those songs where it's a pretty simple progression that is repeated a lot of times with some emotive soloing over it.
Yeah.
Which common theme. Pike 100 also does that at during the last song.
Yeah, true.
But outside of that, this one was not super remarkable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was really just like, I think it really did suffer from being the 3rd album we listened to this week.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it was similar to the other ones, but I don't think as remarkable.
Yeah, exactly. Just not quite as strong, but a lot of similar ideas, right? So a lot of bluesy stuff, a lot of like blues funk stuff. With this one, maybe a little bit funkier in some parts.
Not funkier than the first one we listened to.
Yeah, the first one was
Microscope.
pretty. Yeah, the first one was pretty funky.
Super funky.
Yeah. So overall, not bad. I listened to this album while I scooped a cat box.
Hell yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was pretty good music for that.
I mean, did really take you that fucking long to scoop a cat box.
No. That was just one of many things I did.
I was gonna say this is like a 7 or 8 minute song, and like
yeah, no, totally. So I like
how much poop does your cat shit?
Yeah. Oh man, if the cat pooped that much shit, that would be really distressing. I mean, the cat already like enough things come out of the cat's holes already.
Yeah,
you know, like we don't need more of that.
Very true.
You know. But no, that was one of many things that I did while I listened to this record. I was cleaning up my house.
Nice.
So it was definitely decent music to do that too.
What do you think would be a good soundtrack for besides cleaning up your house?
Maybe the lobby at like the Buckethead Land Hotel.
Interesting.
Maybe as part of a playlist with a whole bunch of other Buckethead stuff.
Yeah, I guess I could see like at least the last song definitely working on it. Well, yeah. Because I feel like it is very like it's a very good example of a certain style that he does. You know what I mean? You know what I think it actually might work better at is at the Bucketland Hotel, but in the bar in the hotel.
Okay.
It's hotel bar music.
Yeah, but like not during like prime time. This is like the music
in the
they play in
the
middle of the day.
Yeah.
This is the lunch shift
this
in
is
the bar.
True alcoholics music.
Yes, exactly. True alcoholic music. That's
bucketholic.
Bucketholic. That's a fun concept. Like true alcoholic music. Who is true alcoholic music?
Jucifer.
Oh, okay, interesting. I've seen that band. Play.
Like High on Fire, those type of bands. I feel like anything Matt Pike is in, like you drink a lot to that.
Sure.
Zeke.
Sure. Oh, Zeke, yes. Yes.
Anything with like anything that's like kind of metal, but with like
like a little bit of like punk energy, like not hardcore exactly,
like
but
punk aesthetics, but like metal with punk aesthetics, or metal with almost like what's that fucking psychobilly?
Oh
yeah, psychobilly.
Psychobilly. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Psychobilly. Is that's in the DSM-5?
Yeah.
Psychobilly.
I'm into BDSM-5.
BDSM. Yeah.
I stole that joke from someone else.
Oh, it sounds like a Yes album.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah. There's some real turds out there in terms of like musical genres.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hate to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the Pikes for the week. How'd you feel about that?
I felt okay about those Pikes. I liked the Pikes we did last week more, but those were okay Pikes. Those are pretty fun Pikes.
Fair.
Could be fun. Pikes. It feels good to say Pikes. Shia LaBeouf, Pikes.
Let's not use that.
Shia LaBeouf and the Pikes.
Nope.
What do you think Shia LaBeouf's favorite Pike is?
Balloon cement.
It's nice. Sure, I believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, Britt, come on a journey with me.
Spencer.
Yes.
Before we go on a journey, can we go on a journey?
Yes.
Into the void.
Statements from the Bucket Boy.
Oh my God, Britt, we're here.
We are, Spencer.
We're finally here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're at the moment in time that we need to be to share the statements that people make into the void. We need to shine a light on them. There's been some stuff happening this week. Maybe not the most stuff happening this week, but there's some stuff. YouTube user Anthony Festa brings up something interesting. He says, buy his music so he can build Buckethead Land.
I agree with that. Like, how much do you think it would cost to build Buckethead Land?
Probably $200 million.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, like, a really good roller coaster alone, I guess, is like up to, I want to say like $150 million.
Wow.
And so, like, if he had some, like, really nice rides there, like, it would probably be billions.
Damn.
Which is nuts.
Damn. Can you Google how much it costs to build a theme park?
Okay.
I mean, because don't get me wrong. I played a shitload of, like, Roller Coaster Tycoon, but that, ain't the same.
Oh, yeah. You aren't getting rides for, like, $20,000 or anything. So
That's a water park.
Water parks, indoor theme parks on average are 10 to 30 million. The most expensive theme park in the world is Universal Studios Beijing at 6.5 billion.
Holy shit.
So you probably figure, at least like a Disneyland type place is at least a couple $1 billion.
Yeah.
Which is, essentially I think what Bucket wants.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Yeah, or even, like a Six Flags type place is probably about, maybe $1 billion.
I want Bucket to have his Buckethead Land. I think it would be pretty good. I like the idea of him actually building Buckethead Land. Like, what if that's what he decided to do with his legacy, was secure funding and build a theme park?
I mean, I think that's kind of what he's trying to do, right?
It would be pretty sick.
I think it is.
Like, that's a fucking sick thing to do.
Hell yeah.
You don't, like, I like the idea of, like, people that are obsessed with something so much that it becomes their, like, sole life mission to do this, like, one thing. And that is part of what attracted me to listening to all the Pikes, is because I looked at it and I was like, bro, you made 300 albums. It's fucked up. Like, I want to listen to all that shit.
That is fucked up.
Like, it is. It's fucked up. Like, but it's interesting,
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting and it's fucked up, and I wanted to hear them. I wanted to hear them all. I want to know what they're like, and I'm glad that I'm doing it. I'm glad you're doing it with me. It's fantastic. YouTube user Justin Buell says, "Funkin' I, Bucket Man, funkin' I." And Dr. Dice responds, "Bucket Man, I like this name. The real superhero of our times."
Yeah. Definitely.
Bucket Man does whatever a bucket can.
Hell yes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if Buckethead were a superhero, what powers do you think he'd have?
Flight for sure.
Flight, and what also is his origin story?
It's a great question.
Is it the Buckethead origin story? Like, was he raised by chickens in a coop?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like somehow he learned to fly. Like, he flies for sure. I think it would be cool if he could control electricity of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe, like, shoot electricity from his fingers. I think that would be sick.
That would be pretty
Or from
sick.
a guitar. Like, if he just, like, played riffs and, like, electricity came out of his guitar. Like, I think that idea makes me, like, genuinely very excited. Like, every time I think about, like, somebody shredding and then just, like, energy coming out of their instrument and like hurting people, I get like really pumped. Like I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Force lightning, but generated by like shredding.
Yes. See, that's what I would want, and like that's what I would want Buckethead to have, because I see I think that Buckethead and I have like kindred spirits in some ways. And I think we like some similar stuff, different people, obviously, but, when it comes to shredding the gnar, I think there's something there. I want that. Oh, God, I just want to shoot electricity out of my guitar. Britt, come on.
I mean, don't let your dreams be dreams, dude.
Hell yeah.
Like, there's been, like, pyrotechnics things put in guitars. I'm sure electricity could be done.
Yeah. I'll have to figure out how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
What else you got?
YouTube user Stacey M69.
Hell yeah.
Says.
Nice.
Nice. Says, "This Pike is the Spawn love child known as Buckethead, created by Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page. Excellent." And then an emoji of the like okay hand.
Why does every guitarist have to be like a combination of fucking guitars from the 60s.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like the most common
70s.
sentiment I see online. Like, I don't understand it either.
No.
It's so dumb. It's like the lowest common denominator commentary on music. That said, though, what I liked about this is the idea of Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix fucking.
Oh yeah, who do you think would be top?
Fucking Jimi Hendrix.
Obviously. Dude hangs so much more dong than Page.
Dude, yeah.
So much more.
So much more.
So much more.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know Jimmy had that fat cock.
Hell yeah, dude.
100%.
No, he would fold Jimmy Page like the page in a book. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'd bookmark that shit. He would dog ear that.
Oh yeah.
And forget about it.
Pretty good. This is a comment on Pike 101 in the Hollow Hills. And YouTube user Mr. C 5150, whose photo, I might add, is a fucking picture of a snowman playing guitar.
That rules so hard.
Pretty rad. And they say, released the day before my 55th birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. C5150.
Hell yeah.
Shred on, brother.
Yo, what do you think C stands for?
Cock. Mr. Cock.
Mr.
5150.
Cock. Yep. Love it.
That means he listens to Van Halen and fucks, which we all know makes you pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at some things that distress me. YouTube user Gene Latanzi, 6 years ago, says, I'm only just recently paying attention to Buckethead's music. Wow, what did I wait so long for? And then Paul Weston responds, a bit like Pink Floyd, huh? And then T-Sun responds, Paul Weston, Pink Floyd are toddlers compared to this guy.
Toddlers, huh?
That's what I was thinking too. I like the idea of toddler as an insult. Like, you don't hear that too often. That makes me think that person probably has kids and probably hates their kids.
Probably, or his kids are like immensely talented, like David Gilmour and Roger Waters, and he's just like, stop with the fucking 10-minute solos. I'm trying to sleep, goddammit. We get it. You can play the guitar well. And you know how to use delay and reverb, all right? Stop.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's cool to call bands toddlers. Mm-hmm. Pink Floyd sound like toddlers. I don't know. I like Pink Floyd. They're good. Whatever.
Yeah, they're real good.
All right. We're going to need to explain something to Cheesy here. Mm-hmm. YouTube user Cheesy, it's CHEE, capital ZY, 6 years ago says, how just don't get it? I'm an old Buckethead fan and I recently went on Wikipedia for his discog. I just realized that there is like a new quote-unquote Pike like every week. What the hell? Is he really that productive? I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised coming from him, but hey, it's awesome.
It is awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah, I agree.
And he does have one person helping him do all this.
He does. And at least one person that we know.
Yeah,
right?
True.
Well, Albert is still credited. And Albert's probably Buckethead, but
probably. Wouldn't it be interesting if Albert were actually the guitarist who played on all of these?
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be really weird.
Although Albert's only credited with production. So.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you think that means that he wears like the sock Albert on his hand while he like uses the computer?
No. So are you talking his puppet?
Yeah.
So his puppet's named Herbie.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
I thought it was Albert.
No. Albert is just someone who's credited and has never really appeared. And Albert's mentioned on a song or something somewhere, like one of the songs with lyrics.
Oh, right.
Or yeah, he's mentioned in the intro, I think, to one of the songs on Buckethead Land, the album.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So. I want to know more about Albert, but yeah, I mean, and the fact that it's like a partnership makes it a little bit more interesting to me. I like that, it's just, they're just cranking these records out. And I feel like they hold themselves to a reasonably high standard. Like, the music that they put out is music. It makes sense, and it works. And that's something to be said.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty cool. YouTube user Culo de Grasa says, I remember when I started to listen to Buckethead. I was like 13 years. And I told my friends, look at this guy. Is a fucking genius. They got so impressed that they showed this amazing stuff to other friends. I bet this is repeated for many of us. Today, Buckethead is known for a big community, and I'm still a huge fan. Thanks for this music, BH.
Hell yeah, BH. Thank you.
Hell yeah, BH. I like it. So this is looping back around to Community. It was something we were talking about earlier.
The show by Dan Harmon.
The Community of the show starring Joel McHale, from Daniel Harmon.
Steely Dan Harmon.
Harmon. Oh man. I've really turned a corner on Community. I liked that show a lot when it was airing, but like I caught some of that recently and I was like, man, this shit has not aged well. It is cringy and bad now.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I just the style of humor I feel like is very of the time. Like that was the sort of shit that people liked at that time, and I feel like I guess my taste in humor or like the type of humor I see in TV shows now has changed, and it is different, and I like it better. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Let's go out on okay, we're not quite done, but we're done almost with statements from YouTube specifically, and we're going to go out with something from our friend Jordan Vine, who again reiterating
Jordan Vine,
reiterating the points that we need to make on this and every podcast. Buckethead is the greatest guitarist that has ever existed. There is nothing more to say on the matter. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate that from you.
Yeah.
Jordan Vine, thank you. So let's do some statements from the Britain Void now. My favorite part of the show. And so these three that I'm going to share, I found these like literally while you were like grabbing drinks. Like this, I did not put effort into this, but just a little bit of searching just brings up gold. Like it's good. March 16th, 2020 at 8:08 p.m. You texted me. Not gonna lie, I listened to Sweating Bullets at least 8 times today. The voice Mustaine uses might be one of the top 5 things I find funniest in this world.
It really is. Like when he comes in, hello me, it's the real me. It's
hello me, it's me again.
It's so like dumb. Like there is nothing dumb. No one talks like that, and if they do, they probably are asking to be punched.
Yeah, it's like he's like voice acting for a cartoon that doesn't exist.
Right, and he's like the bully. He's like, "Hey kid, get back here!" Like, bam. He's Roger Klotz in that song. Oh, Doug, funny, it's me again.
You follow it up with, I want to change my ringtone to, hello me, it's the real me. Hello me, it's me again. Well me, it's nice talking to myself.
Yeah. It's nice talking to myself at the end of the song is really, like, that song is written like the worst letter ever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's wonderful.
It's pretty good. November 10th, 2018 at 9:30 p.m. You texted me, dude, I don't care. I am dishwashing legend in all of the kitchens I've worked.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
That
is something to be proud
of my dishwashing.
Yeah. You're killing it.
Hell yeah.
I just like that this statement was made to me at 9:30 p.m.
Excellent.
For some reason. Pretty good. And then we have, lastly, a remnant from Halloween's past.
Excellent.
October 31st, 2018, at 12:21 a.m. This was unprompted, by the way. So you know, that makes it extra funny in context.
Mm-hmm.
You texted me, bread like a bowl, boop as your soup. I'd rather die than rewatch Goof Troop. Bread like a bowl, dip me some skull. Got a bread dip cup, don't drink that please. New England chowders, what you deserve. Your order's up, you'll soon be served. Zed was a mole in Police Academy 4. Tony Hawk had a role, citizens on patrol. Had a surprising role by a young Sharon Stone. Thanks for that.
That song rules, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Anyways, that's all I got.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Spencer.
Thanks, the internet.
Yeah.
And iMessage.
Statements from the Bucket Boy.
Hey, Spencer, what do you got to recommend to me this week?
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Couple of things. Firstly,
Uh-huh.
you know what's fun to do?
What's that?
It's cut the sleeves off your shirts.
Dude, so cutting sleeves and, like, legs off pants, making jorts.
Yeah, I made some jorts today.
Hell yeah, dude. Love
sick.
making jorts.
These are fresh jorts. These are
Fresh
new boys.
jorts. Ooh, hell yeah.
Love me some fresh jorts. Like that was the second half of this, was cutting the sleeves off your shirts, cutting the pants off your
Pants.
off your pants.
Yeah.
You know, vibing out with your skin out because it's the summer, sun's out, guns out.
Hell yeah.
That's
And
my
by that he means open carry, everybody. take your assault rifles to Walmart.
Yeah,
That's what
it's really
Spencer's
cool.
saying.
It's really cool to take your assault rifle to Wendy's while you order a baked potato.
The hotter it gets, the more ammunition you carry with you. That's
You got to strap it to you. You got to be tactical. You got to get the tactical gear.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have tactics.
Yeah, like what do you mean the frosty machine's broken? You know
you got to threaten people with your guns too. Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, don't point your gun at anybody.
No. That would be
like,
illegal.
Cocking a shotgun is threatening.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets things done. It gets that frosty machine working. You know?
It could.
It
very well could.
It very well could.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Recommended. Do that. Cool off. Stay cool. Air conditioning's cool.
It is.
But really, like the jorts and what's the shirt version of jorts?
It's a tank top. You tank top it. You tank it.
Okay.
Because I mean, you know,
that's better.
Yeah, and you can crop it too. You can make it a crop top.
Yeah. Cropping's cool.
Crop and tank.
Cropping's cool.
Tank and crop.
Yeah. It's not as fun to say as jorts.
No.
Jorts. What is more fun to say in the English fucking language than jorts?
I mean, it is a really fun thing to say.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's gymnasium.
Website.
Website. A website.
Oh my God. The listeners don't know this, but for a time, you got really obsessed with the word website and started saying it to me all the time. And now I can't stop thinking about it. Like, you just fuck up my brain.
Yeah, and see the thing is, I haven't thought about it in years.
I know.
Like, I only think about it when you bring it up, which is like the greatest psychological torture ever played, right?
But like, the listeners don't know. You get obsessed with these words. You say them a lot. In a lot of ways.
Website.
Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty good. So I would recommend that. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Do that. Also, eat popsicles. Banana flavored popsicles.
Ooh, banana
Excellent.
pops are so good.
Some people are not into banana artificial flavor.
Oh,
but
it's the best.
I think it's amazing. Yeah,
It's the best.
It's
dude.
so good.
Dude.
Like, you know what's really good is to have a banana flavored popsicle and then follow it up with a root beer flavored popsicle.
Fuck yes, dude.
Fuck
Yeah,
yes.
both those are solid popsicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grape would be my third.
Grape's all right depending on the brand. Like some of them just aren't grapey enough.
Yeah. You really want to get graped.
I want to get graped right in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I want it to tear me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. There we go. That's
Mhm.
what I recommend. What you got for me?
Well, it's something I'm going to recommend to the listeners that you imbibed in last night with me. Artur. I've been on this Artur kick. I told y'all, I think last week, about Dale Stelly.
Oh yeah.
Amazing filmmaker who made a Sweet Potato Pie, among other things. But last night we watched a film from one of my favorite Arturs, and probably my favorite Canadian Artur working right now. A man who goes by the name of Frank D'Angelo, who's a magnate for a company that does like restaurant touring, as well as is like the supply chain for a bunch of different like chips and energy drink brands in Canada. And so the guy is like super wealthy and just blows his money on these passion projects. More like, I don't know, I guess they're passion projects.
He does feel passionate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the final product does feel passionate in a way.
It's so lazy though.
If misguided.
It's so dog shit.
So we watched a film yesterday called The Joke Thief from what, 2018?
2018, yeah.
2018, yeah. Wow. That's all I got to say is wow. And like early on in the film, you said so much of this movie is fucking open mic, and you were not kidding. Much of the movie is open mic.
I'd say at least 50% of the movie is people doing open mic jokes, and the rest of it is this guy in the back of a cab being an asshole to this Indian cab driver and mildly racist to him.
Yes. And he's also it's cut to like flashbacks of him like being a shitty person in other places.
Right. It doesn't make him look good. It's like he just like fucks everyone over. And
yeah, he's like a giant dick.
Yeah.
And like then gets to go to an open mic and tell bad jokes. And then everybody tells him he tells two jokes, sort of. And then everybody's like, "Oh, you did so good." And then he's like, "Hell yeah." And then that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It's
dog shit.
It's terrible. But I mean, like it is definitely an interesting character study because he is the star of the film.
Yeah, he's the star of the film, the writer of the film, and the director of the film. And so like you get a very clear view into his artistic vision and how giant of a pile of dog shit it really is.
Yeah, it's really absolutely bad. My favorite part was probably the bloopers at the end.
Yes.
So I'm using air quotes around bloopers.
Oh god,
because
they're outtakes more than anything.
Yeah, because he is such a fucking asshole to the crew in those outtakes that they left in the film. It's like him just being a dick to like the other actors and stuff. Like that was very illuminating for me. Like if that's the stuff they left in the film, can you imagine how he treats the poor people that work for him?
Yes, I can imagine exactly how he treats
yeah,
them.
I know exactly. And it was like, oh my god, this dude, like what the fuck? That being said, the film is awkward and awful and filled with like random nonsense, but it's surprisingly well made in the sense that it's it's well shot, like
and it's paced all right for what a piece of shit it is.
For what it is, yeah, like they do, like it's edited fairly well, but the content is just so nothing. Like there's nothing there. It's Yeah. Like, there's a lot of jokes in the film, and none of them are good. It's truly an exercise in, like, if you want to make yourself suffer, like,
It is suffering.
if you want to make yourself sit through a bunch of jokes that are going to be awful groan-inducing jokes, like, you should do that. It's good. I took over your recommend, but I also recommend that.
Thank you. And speaking of awful groan-inducing jokes that you are required to sit through.
No.
Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke.
So we decided that this segment has been a little bit too funny for the past few weeks. So instead of using my own jokes, I'm going to consult the internet for some jokes about Buckethead and Buckethead related things, and we're going to start with some KFC jokes.
Okay.
Are you ready?
As a former employee of Colonel Sanders himself, I'm ready.
Oh yes. What were you, an Ensign Sanders?
Something like that.
Okay.
Private. There's a lot of privates being, I think, whatever.
The KFC near my house is haunted.
Yep.
They think it's a poltergeist.
Yeah.
This girl once asked me if I was more of a breast or legs guy, and I told her I'm more into anal and feet. And now I can't go to that KFC anymore.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like this one. Why are women like a KFC?
Oh no.
By the time you're finished with the breast and the thigh, all you have left is a greasy box to pop your bone in.
What? No. Where did you find this joke?
What do you call a prostitute behind a KFC?
Oh no.
A $5 fill-up.
I mean, that's a deal. That's a deal. $5. It's pretty good.
Yeah. What do you call Phil Anselmo behind a KFC begging for heroin? Also a $5 fill up.
That's a good one.
Why do bulimics love KFC?
Oh no.
Because it comes with a bucket.
It's kind of good.
That was pretty good.
Dude, that women joke was really something.
That was really bad. Have you heard about the new KFC Hillary Clinton special?
No.
It's 2 small breasts, 2 large thighs, and no left wings.
Wow. You went there. What are we doing here? Leave the burps in.
Okay. Okay, what's got 8 legs and sounds like a vacuum sucking up honey?
I don't know.
That greedy bastard at KFC.
What?
What's the difference between a podcast host and a cashier at KFC?
Oh, fuck, not much.
I mean, a job application.
Nice.
Mm.
Pretty good.
Yeah. All right. All right, we're gonna close out with this one. What do you who do you complain to when you don't like your corn at KFC?
Tell me.
The Colonel.
Okay.
Ha 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 ha! Bucket joke.
We did it.
It's my favorite stinger. I like that one.
Yeah, we made it through.
We did it. We're here. We're at the end.
We are at the end. This is the end.
This is the end.
My only friend besides Spencer. All right.
Uh-huh.
Yep. This has been Britain.
And this has been Spencer. You've been listening to Gettin' Head, a Bucketcast.
Stay greasy, bucketheads.
Namaste.